Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I wanted to film a Shop My Stash. I haven't filmed one of these in a while. Now I'll go ahead and let you know that the setup is a little bit crazy, meaning there really isn't any setup. I really wanted to just film. I didn't have time to figure out a good camera angle, so I just kind of did it mostly by hand. Hope that that's not too distracting. I promise to get my act together next time. But why don't we go ahead, I know it's on the beginning of the month, which is when I like to film these, but I'm going to pull out makeup for the next month or so, some like summer appropriate makeup to use and play around with. So why don't we go ahead and get into it. Alright, as we get started, the lighting in here is not great at the moment, plus I'm not sure how to film this in this room, but these are all my primers. I'm going to go ahead and pull out a couple to use for the next month or so. I am currently panning this Magic Blooming primer, so that's coming out. I also want something hydrating, and I was going to pull out this YSL guy here, but I think I want to pull out this Bobbi Brown primer. I typically save this for like special occasions, but I kind of want to give myself permission to use it a good bit over the next month. I think that's good for primers. I think I'm going to go ahead and pull out foundations next. Okay, this is my foundation drawer. I am currently painting this Tarte guy, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it out. Now, I do want to pull out one that has some SPF in it. I have 4 contenders. This is on a chopping block, so I need to pull that out and use it. And then this is pretty new. I'm going to leave that in here. Which one would I like the most? Let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave my Bye Bye foundation out because the Halo one is newer. So this one I honestly need to work on finishing up because the SPF in that one's probably going to go bad sooner than the other SPFs in my collection. So I'm going to go ahead and slip this back too. Next up we have concealer. As you can probably tell, I do enjoy myself a concealer. So this guy here is in a Project Pan, so that can come out. But also I feel like I'm making a lot of progress on this Tarte Shape Tape one, and I have like new ones as backups, so I probably need to work on finishing this one up. So that one will come out, and then also I need to work, one of these is in my chopping block, and I think it is the fair one or the light one. I think it's the light one. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out as well so that I can finally finish that video. But let's go on to powders, bronzers, highlights, blushes. Actually, it might be helpful for you to see what I'm working with over here. This is why it's a little bit hard to film, because this thing is just tall and skinny. I have eyeshadow palettes, and then we start with primers, foundations, concealers, setting sprays, powders, bronzers and blush in that top one, highlights in the bottom one, and then that bin down there has like lashes and a couple other like random things in it. And then I have single eyeshadows in here. I have lip products in here. I have, this is where I kind of keep the makeup that I'm using. I'll keep Project Pan items out, which you'll see that I do have 4 of my Project Pan eyeshadow palettes out. These are the items that we just pulled. Like I said, powders that I need to go through. I tend to have my brushes over there, although most of my brushes are in a pile to be cleaned. I have some sunscreen that I need to put back in the bathroom. This over here is kind of like another catch-all area where I have face palettes on top, which I desperately need to just kind of organize a little bit better, because it's just kind of, I've been using them and just sloppily putting them back. And then in this I have like brow products, mascaras, and things that like tools that I use often, and then eyeliners, extra brushes. Then we have eyeshadow palettes. I stuck my lip liners and lip glosses here. They normally sit right here. These eyeshadow palettes all have pan in them, and then behind them are my liquid lipsticks, and then the rest of it's like fragrance and camera stuff. So what I'm going to do right now is go back here. I think it might be helpful. I think I can do this one-handed. I think I'm going to go ahead and just try to film overhead for this. This guy is in a Project Pan, so this needs to come out. I don't think I need another powder, honestly. I need to really focus on this one. But what I might do is sometimes if my like concealer is a little too light, this is a good fix for it. It doesn't look too heavy. And then also if I do want a powder foundation in the summer, this is probably the best bet. This is my darkest one. I have a couple more powder foundations, but they like suit me at my fair, so I might as well leave this one out as well. Slipping that back in, also realizing that I need to pull out this guy here. This is in a Project Pan, so that needs to like sit up front and center on my vanity. And then let's go ahead and pull out bronzers and blush. Alright y'all, this is a mess. I promised to figure out a better filming situation next time, but why don't we go ahead and pull out some bronzers. This is in a project pan. This is new, and I kind of want to, like, if I'm not going to try this out in summer, when am I going to try it out? So this is the Soul Body Bronzer. I'm going to leave that out. Let's see. I need some blushes. I only tried this one once, but then again, I'm supposed to be focused on this one, which I just rolled into my Partners in Cream, so that needs to come out. What other ones do I want? I'm actually going to tuck that away properly over here. I just took that on a vacation, so that's gotten plenty of love lately. What other one do I want to use? You know, I was thinking about pulling out another blush from here, but I think what I'm going to do is wait and pull one of my like face palettes over there. So I'll put this back. Okay, next up, highlight. I do have a highlight palette going in a project pan that's sitting right back there, but that is like orange leaning, and I feel like I would do well to pull something like more goldy. And you know, it's been a hot minute since I used Lunch Money. Let me find it. I think I want to use, nope, that's this. Lunch Money, this should be Lunch Money. Yeah. Y'all take that in. That is just natural use pan. This used to be one of my favorite highlights, and I have not used it in far too long. So that one is definitely a good one to pull out right now. So I have an orangey one in that palette, a gold one here. I kind of want to pull out a pink one. I really love highlight. I can't help myself. I'm trying to decide between this guy that has like some options in it or my little mini Largeller one. Where is it hiding? This is the big form. Oh, it's hiding underneath the big form. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out. I haven't used this in a while either, and I used to love this one as well, so that will be fun to bring out. And I'll have to work on organizing these drawers a little bit later, but for now that can go back too. And just in case you're curious, this is just a giant bin of mostly eyelashes, an empty jewelry case, a backup product, a primer, and I don't really need any of that. If I need lashes, I'll go ahead and pull them out later. Maybe I should go ahead and pull out some eyeshadows. But really quick, let me go ahead and show you what I already have out. I'll show you the highlight palette that we are working on. And then I have my like apricot palette from Viseart that's in a project pan. This Violet Voss Like a Boss palette that is in a project pan. Really, like, honestly more of a fall palette to me. But that is, and then we have the Norvina one. That's all I have pulled out. Like I say that, like that's not a lot of eyeshadow to work on, but I kind of want to pull out some more. These are all, I think, more wearable. This one maybe is the brightest one of the bunch, so maybe I'll pull out something a little bit more fun color wise. These guys here, I don't know if I want to pull out something so big because I know that I'll be overwhelmed with really large palettes. Now this green here is a lot of fun. I feel like that one might be fun to pull out. I have played with it a little bit, but I feel like I need to really kind of give it a good go, especially since I got another green palette that I'd like to kind of test out alongside of it, which is up here. It's the In the Limelight palette from ColourPop. This one I literally just got and put up, and these, I think it would be fun to kind of do a little comparison video on. Haley, thank you for that little suggestion, and the more I think about it, the more I really want to kind of test these out, do some looks, and try to decide and give you my thoughts on the comparisons of these two. So these need to come out. Now with that being said, I probably don't need to bring out any other ones. I did just get Plush Like Me, and I've used Lust for Dust some, but I think, but honestly, it's kind of between Honey and the gold palette. And I'll tell you what, I will not make up my mind right at the moment. I'm gonna let y'all in the comments tell me which one would you pull out right now for summer. Let me know, Honey or gold. I'll go ahead and show you the insides of both. So this is Honey, a very, very bright yellow palette. Got some golds too. And then this is the gold palette. So in the comments, make sure you let me know which one I should pull out. The one that gets the most comments, I will leave out and put out with these guys to play with over the next little over a month. All right, let me quickly look through these drawers. If I want these neons, I can always just reach for them. They're right here. I do want to purposely set out a like eyeshadow primer because I haven't really used one a lot lately, and I have too many of them, so I'd really like to kind of get on using them. So I'm gonna lay this guy out. And then these Super Shock shadows, I don't foresee needing them at the moment, so I'm gonna leave them out or not use them. These guys, let's see. This guy I've been reaching for constantly this summer when I have like a more brown base look on. This is like a really good nudie shade. And then I have another lipstick, and I don't see it in here. It must be in the living room. It's like a pink one that I'm painting in my Partners in Cream project pan. I'm gonna get that later. But then I was also thinking that I want to pull out this bright orange Fenty lipstick. It's been a hot minute since I've worn it, and this would be so good to wear this summer. So there's a little swatch of it. I definitely think that this one is a good one to pull out right now. So I think that's the only pop of color that I really need to pull out. I do have one in my chopping block that I'm supposed to be testing as a lipstick or blush, so I'll leave that out. And then I have one guy over here from my liquid lipsticks that's supposed to be out, and honestly I can't remember. I think it's this guy. Yeah, it's this guy. I'm gonna pull it out, but I think that's it. No, I said I was gonna pull a face palette, so let me do that. I'm on the fence between this Physicians Formula one, which has like a very peachy blush, but I'm worried that the peachy blush in this will take away from the chance for me to use that orange one. So I think what I'm gonna do is pull this guy. This is the Done palette from, I bought this in Sweden, and if I can get it open, I feel like this blush right here is a good like neutral tone that will, when I don't need a bright orange blush, this one will be perfect to reach for. Plus it's kind of glowy, which is what I want in the summer, so I think that's gonna do it. So yeah, this is everything that I'm gonna pull out to use for the next month or so. Sorry if it was a little bit chaotic. It's been a hot minute since I filmed a Shop My Stash, like literally since sometime last year, probably before we moved. You can see all the crazy baby stuff in the background. But yeah, I promised to get my act together because I'd like to go back to filming Shop My Stashes, but I need to kind of get a filming setup figured out. So hope you don't mind this little bit of a crazy one. Make sure you say hello in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.